The judge makes a ruling in the case to make 2311 and Front Row Motorsports charter teams. We'll tell you about the decision next. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Professor Lars and this is Hitting the Wall Racing. Do all the liking and subscribing if you could, I would appreciate it. So today was decision day for the judge to make his ruling in the injunction for 2311 and Front Row Motorsports to try to become chartered teams through the courts. If you remember, they didn't sign the charter agreement because they said they couldn't sue NASCAR in the charter agreement. They opted not to and went ahead and sued NASCAR for antitrust. Well, today was the decision, and the decision was for 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. So I'm looking at an article here from Bob Pockris that he filed today on Fox Sports. In a big victory for 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, their request for preliminary injunction was granted. Judge Kenneth Bell's ruling required NASCAR to allow 2311 and Front Row to sign the charter agreement they were offered in early September. So the judge says now that they can sign the charter agreement that NASCAR had taken off the table. NASCAR had taken that away from them in order to keep them from being charter teams and to keep them from suing according to the charter agreement. Now, this also allows them to purchase and for the purchase to go through the two charters that Stewart-Haas Racing has. So as I find my place here, it says that NASCAR had said that those offers were off the table and approved the charter transfer each team has planned to purchase from Stewart-Haas Racing. The injunction is only good for 2025. It's only good for 2025 as the judge plans to have the trial completed by the start of 2026. So this allows Front Row Motorsports and 2311 to purchase those charters and to allow the purchase of those charters to go through. The teams didn't initially sign the charter agreement because they wanted to pursue the antitrust lawsuit, but the charters included the clause releasing NASCAR of legal claims. So charter said that you could not sue NASCAR for antitrust. So it looks like 2311 and Front Row were looking to do this from the beginning. And so they pursued the injunction, which was initially denied by Judge Frank Whitney in mid-November. Now, if you remember, Whitney was replaced by Bell. No reason given for that. We're not for sure why Whitney stepped down, but he did. If circumstances changed, the team submitted new circumstances, and Judge Bell, who was assigned the case last week, ruled in the team's favor. NASCAR can appeal that ruling. So NASCAR can go to another court and appeal this ruling to try to get it changed. To obtain the injunction, the teams needed to prevail. Likelihood of success. This is the likelihood of success for the overall antitrust lawsuit. Judge rules that the clause in the charter agreement that released NASCAR of legal claims would likely be considered unlawful, that the release is not a model of clarity. The judge noted that the court emphasizes that it does not reach and expresses no opinion on the plaintiff's likelihood of success on their antitrust claim. So this injunction does not say, hey, you know, the likelihood of winning this antitrust lawsuit is good or it is bad. It doesn't express anything according to the judge. The judge did opt that NASCAR claim that premier stock car racing is too narrow and a definition of market when it comes to antitrust claims was not persuasive. All right. The availability of multiple sports in the United States says nothing about NASCAR's control of a major one of them in the way that the availability of professional basketball and football did. Not lead to finding that the NCAA was not a monopolistic with respect to the highest levels of college basketball and football. Now, as far as irreparable harm goes, the judge did see their point as far as Tyler Reddick. I didn't know this until I was reading this article, but Tyler Reddick could have become a free agent this December if they did not have a charter. So I'm reading back to the article here. Judge ruled that because drivers notified their teams of potential breach of contract and sponsors said they were reviewing their financial commitments was enough to show irreparable harm. Tyler Reddick, who won the regular season title for 23-11, would have become a free agent December 19th because the team is required to provide him a chartered car. So that is irreparable harm right there. Tyler Reddick could have been long gone. He could have went to another team, and then 23-11 would be out a driver. Whether or not that would have happened, I don't know, but he could have left. The judge ruled that the ability, whether it would happen or not, for Reddick to negotiate a potential leave was enough, and his leaving is not something that could be compensated by financial damages if the terms ultimately won the lawsuit. The teams ultimately won the lawsuit, sorry. So Tyler Reddick could have been gone. He could have been out of there December 19th, signed with another team, and that really would have hurt them. So it's a good win for 23-11 and Front Row Motorsports. I'm going to read a little bit on in Bob Pocker's reports. Balancing of equalities. The judge ruled that NASCAR would not be harmed by the injunction as initially planned to run 36 charter teams, which they did. They planned to run 36 charter teams this year in the Cup Series, and corresponding payout structures, while the teams would have possibly missed races as an open team. That was definitely a possibility. They could have missed a race, especially Riley Herbst, who is in a new team, no points to fall back on, maybe didn't have the speed available to him, and then he would have missed the race. And it was possible for Tyler Reddick as well, and any of the Front Row Motorsports, and Bubba Wallace as well. The public interest judge ruled that the public interest is for the teams to continue racing as chartered teams. NASCAR fans and the members of the public who may become NASCAR fans have interest in watching all the teams compete with their best drivers and most competitive teams, said the judge. Further, the public has an interest in preserving the rights of litigants to pursue legal claims in good faith, particularly antitrust claims that aim to preserve the process of commercial competition. NASCAR did not immediately respond to the comment of the ruling. So there you have it. 23-11 Front Row Motorsports, as of right now, are allowed to sign the charter agreement and purchase the Stewart-Haas Racing charters. This means that as of right now, they won't have to enter as open cars. They have a guaranteed locked-in spot for the Daytona 500 and races going forward, and they're able to purchase those charters. More importantly, Tony Stewart's going to get his money. That's a big thing. It was also hurting Stewart-Haas Racing as far as that goes. They were kind of a collateral damage, if you will. But everything's going to go forward now. NASCAR can appeal. And with this appeal, it could delay them signing the charter agreement for the Daytona 500. Who knows what's going to happen? We still have a month and a half, maybe 2 months until the Daytona 500. So this really isn't over yet. I could see NASCAR appealing this. No word on if they would, but they can go on with the appeal process, which would delay this even longer. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like what I'm doing overall, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I will see you in the next video.